Hello there from Colorado. I am going to share my screen and we are going to go over question 9-3A. I've broken the problem down into 4 different sections. This has a list of, hold on. Let me make sure my screen is sharing. Okay, here we go. So I've broken this problem down into 4 different sections. Here it shows a company's machinery that it has. And this says during 2017, each of the assets was removed from service. The machinery was retired on January 1st. The forklift was sold on June 30th for $11,280. The truck was discarded on December 31st. So the first thing we want to do is to take the machinery off the books. We do this by taking the cost of the assets of the equipment and transferring that into accumulated depreciation equipment account. So we're going to debit this account and we're going to credit the equipment account, taking that out. The next thing we want to do is record depreciation expense for the forklift. And if you recall from the reading, depreciation expense equals the initial cost, which was $28,200, and you minus the estimated salvage value, which on this is zero. And then you divide that by the estimated useful life. And for the forklift, that was 5 years. The other thing you need to look out for on this problem is that it said that this was actually sold in June. So we want to take this, this is what it would be, the $56.40 per year, and we're going to actually cut that in half, because for this year, which is what we're doing here, this is just for this year, we only used it from January to June. So the depreciation would be $2,824. So we add that to depreciation expense and we credit accumulated depreciation for the equipment. Okay, so next we want to record the sale for the forklift. So remember that the sale occurred on June 30th. First thing we want to do is figure out the accumulated depreciation. On this problem, we're using the straight line depreciation method. So the equipment loses the same amount of value each year. In this case, the forklift was used for 3.5 years before it was sold and is now being sold on June 30th. And so we are going to take the original cost of a forklift and we're going to divide that by 3.5 years. And that gives us the accumulated depreciation for that piece of equipment. The next thing we're going to do is list the cash that was received. So for the sale of the forklift, we got $11,280. So we're going to add that to our cash. And then we need to figure out gain or loss on the asset that we just sold. This is accumulated depreciation plus cash that we received for the sale of the asset minus the cost. So we're going to take this amount plus what we sold it for, and then we're going to minus the original amount of the equipment, and that comes to $2,820. That was what our gain was from selling that. Okay, now we're going to record the depreciation expense on the truck. So to do that, we take the depreciation expense, again, which that equals the initial cost of the truck, which is right here, and the estimated salvage value for the truck. And this does have a salvage value of $2,824, so we're going to minus that. And then we're going to take that number and divide it by the useful life, which was 8 years. You do that, you get the $3,572. And the last part of the problem wants us to record the sale of the truck. which actually the truck didn't sell. It was, they just disposed of it. So we're going to first figure out the accumulated depreciation, and it's the same as we did before using the straight line depreciation. And since they disposed of it, there's going to be a loss. The truck was discarded, not sold, like I said, so we have to figure out that loss. And we do that by taking the original cost of the truck, and then we minus the accumulated depreciation over those 8 years. And that equals a loss of $9,968 at the time that they disposed of it. If you have any questions this week, I have to apologize. I will be gone. I'm going to girls' camp. If you want to just write out your questions, I'll be back Saturday, and I'll be able to answer any questions on this. Thanks. Have a great week.